don't kill me. When I say what I said in the title, that I watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie and it was a terrible experience, that's what I'm talking about. The experience of watching the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. My actual opinion on the movie is something that I'm currently working on writing a script about. TLDR, I'm kind of underwhelmed, but I'm also kind of coming to terms with it and just, accepting that's how it is. But let's talk about the fucking experience that was watching the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, because it was fucking insane, dude. So I went opening night for my suburb, my area, and it was fucking miserable. Like, I get it. It's a big thing. It's a big fandom. And if I was a lot of kids' ages at that time, I would probably be just as crazy excited. But I'm 20, right? I'm not an old man by any means. But there were just people who clearly never touched grass, and it was painful. Before the actual viewing experience, that was fine. There were people outside in full costume. In fact, there is a photo of me as Springtrap that I might put here somewhere. But the painful part of it was that didn't stop. Before the theater, I'm all for you dressing up, I'm all for you having a great time, I'm all for you screaming and getting excited. In the cinema, people were airdropping funny memes, which I might put here yet again. But the issue is, once the movie started, people didn't do what you do in a movie. I'm not going to sit here and make fun of how people looked. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. Because, teenagers are weird, and they're going through phases, and that's alright. But the type of behavior that was in my movie theater on opening night for Five Nights at Freddy's was, and I say this in the nicest way possible, fucking unbelievable. In no other movie have I ever watched someone just talk the whole time. It's not even like they were screaming, that it was like, ooh, reference, or at the parts which, if you've seen the movie, and this will be mostly spoiler-free, I'll tell you when I get into spoiler territory. If you've seen the movie, there are parts where people should cheer. There are parts where that people should be losing their mind. They just did that with everything. And it would be fine if it was just the fact that they were yelling. It'd be fine if it was just the fact that they were screaming. But people were talking the whole time, as if this entire experience was about them. Which it just wasn't, right? Like, we all know this. Oh no, Audacity's being fucky. Well, I guess I'll find out in editing if that messed up. Anyway, let me quickly give you a couple of examples before I veer into spoiler territory too much. Right as the movie started, when they start to expand the screen, the lights dim down. Everyone shut the fuck up, which was fantastic. But then when everyone realized that was just more ads, they kept going. And when I say everyone shut the fuck up, I mean after cheering and screaming for about a minute. When the Blumhouse trailer came on screen, people were surprisingly quiet. But the moment this movie started, I kid you not, everybody started clapping. They started fucking clapping, dude. It was so fucking painful. But I know what you're thinking. Jericho, didn't you say it's fine for people to clap, it's fine for people to scream? I mean, I audibly said, oh my fucking god, at one point while watching the movie, right? Yes. But it didn't stop, right? There's the thing, you could consider it a spoiler, but I think it's a really neat reference right at the start of the movie, which says Dream Theory, with the reference to MatPat's Dream Theory in FNAF 4 that nobody liked, right? But the girl next to me, instead of pointing that out to her friend, she just audibly screamed as loud as she could the word theory. And I was floored. I could not believe it. When Matthew Lillard showed up on screen, I kid you not, for about 2 whole minutes straight, the entire theater did Scooby impressions. For 2 minutes. This isn't cheering that your favorite actor is on screen. This isn't cheering that you're seeing a cameo that you didn't expect. This is just ruining the movie-going experience for everyone. And the thing is, that didn't stop. It kept going. People were yelling the whole time. Was that the bite of 87? Was it worth waiting 8 years? Are you ready for Freddy? Oh my god, fucking get that bitch. Were a lot of things I heard in the cinema. At one point, I even heard, worship Five Nights at Freddy's. But screamed as if you were being possessed by a demon. And here is where I'm going to start veering into spoilers, so click off if you haven't seen it yet, I guess. When MatPat showed up, it was so painful. Because look, firstly I was like, ooh, Sparky reference, that's cool. And then you hear him start talking, and I kid you not, that whole scene, minute scene that they're in the diner, I could not hear a word. I completely missed the fact that he said, that's just a theory, in the movie, because everyone was cheering so loud that I didn't hear that fucking scene at all. It was a joke. That's not just seeing MatPat in the movie and saying, as I said, oh my fucking god, he's actually in it. That is screaming and clapping for 1.5 minutes straight. Or when the taxi showed up from Corey X Kenshin, which was in the trailer, people screamed that whole scene. Dude, every time an animatronic come on screen, everyone would cheer. Like, did you not think the main cast of this movie was going to be in the movie? I understand that this is exciting for a lot of people. I understand that if I was their age, I'd probably act the same. But this is just like terrible movie-going experience. This isn't just yelling and screaming at things that you're excited about, because you can enjoy the movie and you can cheer and you can clap and you can do all those things. But this was just constantly talking. When the auntie who's trying to win the court case showed up, someone audibly said, "Fuck you, bitch." What? What? Anytime that Abby did anything, everyone just decided they would audibly go, "Aw, she's so cute." Or whenever something happened on screen, they'd be like, "Ooh, watch out." Like, man, what are you doing? It's like I couldn't even hear the movie half the time. I don't know if I liked the movie yet, because I need to see it a second time to evaluate my thoughts on it, because it was just a dreadful movie-going experience. My ears were dying by the end of it, and it wasn't in a fun, we're all enjoying this way, because I was fucking hyped for this movie. Because, dude, there was more yelling and screaming in that fucking theater than there was in Avengers Endgame. And the yelling and screaming, as I said, doesn't bother me as much as the fact that people were just talking the whole time. A scene would happen and someone would just start making references to memes. Where is that acceptable, dude? Vanessa shows up and someone starts quoting fucking, I don't know, fucking the meme about, "Oh, I'm a fucking material girl." Dude, not Markiplier. The bite scene happens where that lady gets bit in half and everyone yells, "Was that the bite of 87? Not just once, but like 3 separate times. It was to the point where people were having conversations across the theater where someone would yell something out and someone else would go, "Shut the fuck up, dude." And then someone would respond to that. And then someone would respond to that. I don't want to say touch grass, but touch grass. I don't know what I expected, being full of a room of just terminally online strangers, but it was so very painful. And afterwards, when the credits rolled, it was even worse, because people started talking like, think how much they were talking during the movie when you're meant to be quiet. Imagine how much they were talking after the movie, when it's typically accepted for you to not be quiet. So yeah, that was my terrible FNAF movie-going experience. I've had mates who have gone literally the day after and they said it was fine, so I'm going to go watch it again. I'm going to collect my thoughts, but at the moment, my TLDR rundown is, it's disappointing. I wish it was more. I think it fails at a lot of things, but it's also just really dumb fun. Seeing this movie finally release after waiting 8 years for it, and all the love and the references and just everything that was in this movie was... Can you hear my dog snoring? She's so loud. Anyway, you'll see that on the main channel when I eventually get around to it. Sorry for not posting a lot. I've been meaning to do important things in my life, and instead I've just been waffling about. Anyway, that's a Jericho update. Hope you enjoyed. See you later.